Hey everybody, John Ramdeen and Robin Black here in the belly of the T-Mobile Arena site of UFC 209, which goes down Saturday night. We all know about the main event, the welterweight championship of the world on the line, the rematch between Tyron Woodley and Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. The card also features the heavyweights as Alistair Overeem takes on Mark Hunt, but maybe the most anticipated matchup of the entire weekend, maybe of the entire year, certainly one of the fights. The interim lightweight championship was set to go down, 25 minutes scheduled between Tony Ferguson and Khabib Nurmagomedov. The Eagle, unfortunately, has some issues cutting weight. That fight has been scrapped. The mixed martial arts world simply devastated.
Yeah, man. I mean, how pumped were we for this fight? You know, and you feel bad for Khabib. George St. Pierre was chatting with us, and the first thing he said was, "Is he okay?" And you know what, class, because this is a challenge for these guys. But realistically, Khabib is a winner. Like a winner. By definition, nobody beats him. And winners find their own fault in something. And the job is to make weight. People are like, oh, this weight cutting has to stop. It's not weight cutting's fault. You choose the weight that you fight at. 10 or 12 weeks out. You have control over your own weight through diet and exercise, and it's your job to make weight. So Khabib, I'm sure, will find his own flaw in that process, and I'm sure he'll take full responsibility for it. In the end, I feel bad for the man. Not only did he put himself through some unhealthy, scenario, but he lost a fight that meant a lot to him, and I feel bad for Khabib. I feel bad for Tony.
Nurmagomedov, Robin, I know he's going to come under fire, especially after the embedded show. You see him eating desserts there. How important is it that you really have a general when it comes down to your strength and conditioning, your entire training camp, to make sure not only are all your coaches on the same page, but your nutritionist is on the same page?
Again, winners find their role in it. And if that role is my nutritionist and my coach did something wrong, you say, I hired them. You find your role. And Khabib, this is his fault, and he will, I'm sure, take full responsibility for it. He's a winner. He's one of the greatest fighters we've ever seen. And this is going to be painful for him. And I feel for him.
You also have to feel for Tony Ferguson. He trained his ass off. He was motivated. Really, we've had a chance to talk to Ferguson in the past, and I really can't say that I've ever seen a guy more fired up, more mentally prepared. His team feels very, very confident that he's done the right things. And as a matter of fact, they were confident that on Saturday night we'd see a new level from Tony Ferguson.
Listen, my friends, we were around this guy. This was the most intense fighter that I've ever seen going into this. The shape he was in, the way he was moving. We were hanging out with Eddie Bravo and Ben Saunders last night, and these guys are just in awe of where Tony was at. Of course we feel bad for Khabib, but Tony is the guy who really got screwed here. It's just, what are you gonna do? Ferguson, again, winners go in and look at it and figure out how to respond to this. And the response for Tony is, keep building, keep growing. He's going to get where he's going, but it's a tough one. Man, how pumped were we for this fight?
When you think about the UFC's role, they really tried their best to help Tony Ferguson out. Word is that they put an offer out to Michael Johnson, who apparently accepted this fight. However, there were certain details that both parties couldn't come to agreement upon, and unfortunately the fight didn't materialize.
It really is spectacular when you watch what happens. When you look under the hood or in the back of the machine and you see what happens, somebody missed weight, the fight's off, there's hundreds of people scrambling to redo all this stuff to put the show on. And amongst those people executing when that happens is Michael Johnson talking about making weight, Tony refocusing on the fight. It really is a crazy circus, this place, and we love it.
And we got to see really all aspects of it. We were in the media room today to see the fighters step on the scales. Of course, they're going to be stepping on the scales later today for the kind of the fake weigh-in, just the show, if you will. But you get a sense of things. The media was talking about whispers of Khabib not making weight, and to see things materialize and unfold the way that they did, very, very, very disappointing. But luckily, we still have the main event, the welterweight championship, up for grabs, an interesting rematch, and then the heavyweights, Alistair Overeem and Mark Hunt, not to mention all the other incredible athletes fighting UFC 209.